Hi, everyone. All right, so this is our first YouTube live, so it's gonna go well by God's grace. But so, anyways, all right. So thank you so much. I think we need to share probably the link as well.
Okay.
Let me share the link. So,
Where are you sharing it? I can also share it. I don't even know
okay,
how
so
to go to
so
my
there's
phone.
this dot. Can you send it dot?
Okay.
Under the message sign
Okay,
or
yeah, I
something.
see it. So
Yeah,
share. Okay, so
share
I can
and
share to. Okay, I'll share it to my Instagram and see. Okay, let me see if I can copy. Share. Okay, copy link. Yeah.
okay.
Let's see.
Okay. Where is ready to? I know that some people will.
Link or different link?
It should be the same link, but you can just
Show it to me then.
I'll share it to you. Okay. All right. So we are good. All right. I think we have some people joining now. Thank you so much for joining. So this is OA Dynasty. My name is Tolu.
My name is Anthony.
And we have our amazing Mrs. O in the building. So for everyone that is joining us for the first time, it's our first YouTube live. So so pardon our
Okay.
Just bear with us.
bear with
Yeah,
us, bear with us,
I
bear with
just
us.
shared it on my page. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right,
Very
nice.
good.
I'll try to share it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. All right. So
we just wait about 1 minute just for other people to join in.
yeah, and
If
please
you're joining, let us know where you are joining from.
Yes, let's know. Of course,
Give a thumbs up.
Yeah, I think that's one of the benefits of life.
Show some love.
Yes, show some love, show some love.
And let us know where you're joining from. We just wait about 1 minute for other people to join. Oh, okay. Naidan, how you doing?
Thank you so much for joining in.
Good to see you, Mary.
Good to see you, Fee.
We
Thank
can
you so
see
much.
you. We're just waiting for a few more people to join in and we can kickstart right away. But it's going to be an interesting conversation today.
Yes.
It's going to be an interesting conversation.
And of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop in the comment section.
Yes.
We're going to see. I believe we should see. Yes. Okay. And I guess this would also be available for replay as well.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. So for those joining us, my name is Tolu, and
my name is Anthony.
And we are the OA Dynasty.
Yes.
And we also have our amazing friend, Mrs. O.
In the building. We cannot just introduce Mrs. O like
that. Well, no, actually, this is preamble.
Yes, this is preamble. So Mrs. O must be introduced properly.
There's no introduction that passed this one that you have done. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure to have a hangout with you guys.
Yeah, so like we said, it's going to be an interesting episode today. This is our first YouTube live. We are really excited about that, and we are really thankful to our guests for obliging to collaborate with us on this maiden edition of our YouTube live.
Mm-hmm.
So today, we have somebody very important in the building with us. We have a Black Changemaker.
Yes.
in Atlantic Canada with us.
Yeah, it's not beans.
It's not beans. And we have this person. She is a director of strategy, growth, and marketing with a kind consult.
Yeah, with
and this is a, what?
Skynet.
Skynet Consult is a Black-owned education technology company, and they use artificial intelligence to, to match student profile to respective schools and programs. And last year, they brought in about 120 international students to Canada. With great joy. Please welcome Mrs. Joy Chuku.
Yeah,
I
don't know,
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for having me. Thanks a
Yes,
lot.
and I'm going to say publicly here that she's been one of our, people that show us tangible support, and we do not take it for granted.
yeah.
So it's a different thing for someone to say, okay, you can do this and all that, but someone to actually show it to you. And she shares our videos a lot, and we do really appreciate, even without asking her to do, she does it with all joy. And so we are truly, truly grateful. So it's a pleasure to have you, of course. I even have you as our maiden, guest.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to add it on my CV.
Yeah. So so today we wanted to kind of just get into the back end, like the process behind. I know recently you were celebrated as one of the Black Changemakers in Atlantic Canada, and whether we like it or not, it's a big feat, and congratulations again for that feat. And of course because the what's it called now, the greatness of what's it called,
the secret of great people is in their story.
Yes, and it's just it's not for people who just look at Mrs. This is what she's doing and all that, but not many people would actually know what the process has been so far, what the process that she is currently going through, and we wanted her to share more light on that, and that's the reason why we are having this edition today. And of course, Mrs. O has Skynet, and she also, I think you also have, is it Acadify as well, right?
Yeah, a couple of.
Yes.
I'm a jack of all, jack of all trades.
Exactly, and many more. So we want you to tell us what you're doing well, right? Because it's not just anyone. It's not something that you can just say, oh, I'm having this and that's it, right? There's a process. And we wanted to do that also in commemoration of the International Women's Month.
Yeah.
And of course, being a woman, so wanted to kind of link all those things together. We will be asking some questions and all that, but we wanted to just, give an introduction to those that will be watching us, just so that they know what this session is all about.
In short, you're a woman and you want to be a change maker, this is the right platform. We are on the right platform today.
And you're a husband and
you want your wife to be a change maker,
or your daughter,
you're welcome.
Yes.
Welcome.
And people are saying congratulations here.
Yes, people are showing you love already.
Yeah, thank you so much. And of course, if you're just joining us, please let us know where you're joining from. All right.
So like we said earlier, instead of seeing people making great feats and being envious, it's an opportunity. Instead of being envious of them, it's an opportunity for you to hack their back end process.
Yes.
Because if someone is on the platform, he or she is definitely doing something on the back end that is sustaining the platform. And that is what we're going to be getting into today. Mrs. O is pumped up to share some of the back end questions and processes with us. So
okay.
I think the first question is, can we meet? I know we've said, so we want you to just, introduce yourself to us and to those that, I wonder who is Mrs. O. Yeah. Let us know who Mrs. O is.
My real name is Joy Chuku Osazua. And like you rightly said, I am one of the co-founders of Skynet Consults Corporation, and also Uni College Link. So Uni College Link is one of our most recent digital products that we launched. And like you said, it's an AI powered system. So where we are trying to match students with based on their profile with schools that they fit into. So just basically getting rid of that human interference, because that's one of the things that causes the delay, right?
Yeah.
So I'm also the founder of Acadify. I'm still rebranding and I'm going to launch soon. I've not launched, so we're still
Okay.
building an app. Want to be able to help people make academic related payments and also offer digital consulting for educational purposes and what's not. So yeah, that is whom that is me in
Wow.
a
That's
nutshell. And yeah,
that's actually
aside from
impressive.
this is the business part of me, right?
Yeah.
That's the education. So I'm also into other kind of businesses, but for now we would limit it at this one, right?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. All right. So I think my first question is, when did you start? So is this something that you've always thought about? Like, has it always been in your subconscious or in your inside, somewhere inside, that I'm going to start a business? Or did it just happen to you?
Was it by chance or
Oh, yeah.
So back Yeah, I get the question. So back home, I used to lecture, right? So I've always been in the education industry, but I didn't think that it would have something to do with like studying abroad. But I've always been someone who believes in education. I know that the game
Mhm.
changer is education. I know that
Yeah.
education is a leveler. Whether you're
Yeah.
from a poor home, education is just so that's education in an enabling environment, not just education anyway, because a lot of us study back home, we know how it is there, and then but
Yeah.
education in a system, in a place where the system works, is
Well,
a
yeah.
leveler, right?
Mm.
So I would not say I stumbled on this what I'm doing now, because I've always been in the education system. But yeah, coming to Canada and just sharing my experience, right? So it started from me sharing my experience, and then that story connected me with people whom I eventually partnered with, right, to start up this business, because we shared the same interests, like minds. They were also international students like myself, right?
Mm.
So I think at this point, I'm going to say it's just about me trying to like really help people solve problem, or showing people how something has changed my life. It's just like when you're sharing the good news. So
Yeah.
that's what I was doing. Something good to me and I'm sharing it to everybody, and something, this business came out of that. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I really like that, because it was from a place of you helping others,
Exactly.
providing others with valuable information that the business came.
Yeah,
Wow,
I wanted people to
that's really
enjoy. I wanted people to enjoy what I thought I was
what you.
enjoying, or what I actually
Mm.
did enjoy. So
That's really powerful. And one key thing that I could pick from what you said is that you were able to identify people that have the same vision or
yeah.
passion, just
hmm
like you.
hmm
And that's where a lot of people get stuck. How I want you to just shed more light on it. How can we really identify people with like passion with us?
Mm.
Sometimes if you get into the right company, then you go faster, right?
Yeah.
hmm
But if you get into
hmm
the wrong company, it's a years of
Absolutely.
retrogression.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So for me,
So,
I would say I think that's where grace played its part, right? Again, when you're doing something from
mm,
your heart, for
mm,
I mean, God just has a way of rewarding you, or let me say, the universe just has a
mm,
way of playing back in your favor, right? So just
mm,
doing things genuinely from your heart. As at then, I was not even looking at, oh, am I going to be able to make a living out of this or not? I did not think about all of those things. I just wanted people to have the opportunity, study abroad, live a good life. That was just it for me.
mm,
So
Mm.
how people, I mean, people see what you do. You think people are not
yeah.
watching, people are actually watching you, and they know who is genuine, they know who is not genuine, right? So people know
Mm,
when they want to come. I mean, grace is one of it, like I mentioned earlier, and then also people are looking. So just do what you have to do, be yourself. Don't be, when you're starting off something, let it be from a place of wanting to help. I feel like that's the best way to build a business.
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
if you're doing something that doesn't involve solution, like if you're providing solution to people's problem, before you know, it turns into a business for you, right? So if you have the mindset of, if you want to start What example am I? Like, for example, we're trying to help people with academic related payments. I've been doing this on my own for a very long time. Like people that will say, oh, there is a limitation in Naira or they can't pay. So I've been doing these things myself without, but it's now becoming a lot. So that's where the business is springing out from. So it's just from a place of really wanting to help people. My professor used to tell me that focus on solving a problem and not how you will make the money. So when you focus on solving the problem, you will meet people that are also like that want to, also solve people's problem. And once they see you, they know. Real identifies real. It's fake that we identify fake.
Like minds attract.
Yes.
Yeah.
Deep collect onto deep.
Exactly.
That's what the Bible said, right?
Yes. So for me, I just felt like the kind of light that I've portrayed, or I don't know. And the thing is, I'm not even conscious of these things because it comes natural. You're just being yourself, and people are seeing you and say, this is somebody I can because people have to trust you to do business with you, right?
Exactly.
People have to come to a place of trust, to do business with you. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. That's really, really key. The fact that you just be yourself. Be who you are. People are watching. I think it's very, very key for us to mention that people are watching. So I wanted to get into being a woman. Would you say that in any way has attracted people to you that you think has also helped your business, or has it been a disadvantage as well?
I don't think it's a disadvantage because the truth is that people tend to trust women more for whatever reason. I think this is also scientifically proven. I read a paper on it that, so I don't think most people are comfortable doing business with women, or when they see a woman in the midst,
Yeah.
I remember when I was traveling somewhere some years ago, myself and my husband, and then we got lost, and then my husband was rolling down the glass to say, oh, do you know, once they just turn and see him, they will not answer, they'll just face the other side. But once he said, you try, I said, the first person I just rolled down and said, hey, and they just answered me like they should. So it just goes ahead to tell you that people trust women more, right? So I think in this business, I want to say it has been, again, aside from the gender, it's more about the trust, right? The integrity of the person, whether they are male or female. But generally, I think, I remember when I started with my company, sometimes they say, oh, Mrs. O, be the face of Skynet. I'm like, why? Because you're a woman. So people will trust you more, so I would say it was a plus for us.
Okay, that's really, really good. Okay, so you want to jump in before I ask?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I'm actually getting to learn some key things here, right? So maybe when I want to start my own business, you really face it. That's just on a lighter mode, but you capped it with the place of integrity. Either male or female, integrity is key. People can see through you. People can check your track record.
Exactly.
If integrity is lacking, nobody wants to associate with you.
True.
But one thing I want to ask you about is that most people will say, you're a woman. Why are you starting a business? You don't need it. Leave those areas for men. Were there any comment like that when you were starting? And
well,
were you put back with things like that?
No, not exactly. Not exactly. I'll be very honest. I had a lot going on. So even people that would say, why are you starting a business? They'll probably be like, why don't you finish one thing before jumping into the other? But for me, I think I had mastered that multitasking act, right? So it helped me a lot. In fact, the business was a good getaway for me because when, research work is getting here, so just knowing that you can help people and they are happy, I think it kind of lightens up my mood, right? So, but this is the 21st century. I don't think anybody would say, I mean, especially I'm in Canada, I'm not back in some places where, they would say, oh, the woman should stay home. I don't even think there's any place like that anyways. But this is an era where both men and women are getting into businesses. In fact, women these days have even a very heavy burden to make sure that their whole generation will not see poverty again, or to make sure that people are well helped. That's the truth, So it's not like before when these days women are planning, me like this, I've planned my children's 2030. I mean, God is, at the end of the day, God is the orchestrator, right? But there's also a part you have to play, because some of the things you do now will matter in 20, 30 years of your children's life, right? So business is important. Wherever you are, man or woman, make sure that there's something that you're doing, that you're independent in terms of your finances. Because when you see what is going on in the country where we come from, where some women are really depending on the male folks for everything, it's really discouraging. I won't raise my children like that. My girl children, no, I'm not going to raise them like. And my parents did not raise me like that. So everybody should be allowed to do business if they want to, so long as they are offering value for the the money that people are paying them. So I think that I didn't have that kind of friction when I started, basically. Just to answer your question directly.
That's really good. And also, I wanted you to, as a follow up to that, I wanted you to kind of highlight some of the support you got from your hobby, as regards, starting a business.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was always there to advise me. Again, I started this business with people that I've never seen. I didn't see them for the first 2 years. It was just last year, December last year, that I went to see them. So we met online, for you to go into an agreement, like it's a legal binding, people that you don't know, you've not seen before. So I was getting a lot of support from my husband in terms of advice, and he would say, even when sometimes when I'm like angry, he's like, calm down, maybe just do this, like this, do that. So it's a lot of support. He supported me. Sometimes when I'm having sessions, meetings, staying with the kids and making sure that I do what I have to do. And also, it's an IT-based business, right? It's an edutech. So most times, my team and I, we need advice, and then I run back to him and just pick his brain on things, right? So I'm sure my husband is very surprised, because this is like a joke, right? So right now, when I tell him the numbers we are doing, he's just like, oh my goodness, like this and that, you guys just started like play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm really happy to hear that, because and that's why I asked that previous question, to kind of put it out there, because what's in the mainstream media is that, oh, maybe your husband will not support you and all that. But I've seen you guys, like, I've seen a lot of people who have that support, and that support is actually like his goal, right?
You
And
can
it's
do
important for us to look
1,001 things if you get the support from the right person.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
And from the place of a man, we should understand that the win of the wife is a win for the family. And the win for the man is a win for the family. So it's our win.
Exactly.
I mean, just to put it out there, in case you are contemplating if you are to support your spouse or not, a win for her is a win for the family.
It should not even be something that somebody should think about self.
Exactly.
It's not even something that comes up for discussion, because But
you met your Yes. What God has joined together, let no business.
No
business. Let no business put asunder. So you met your partners online. How did you get to that comfort zone of signing an agreement? This is what a lot of people are very skeptical about. You meet someone online, you're like, let alone doing business with them, let alone going into partnership with them. So take us through the journey. How did you get to that comfort zone of signing a legal binding with people you have not met?
So aside from that, we share similar interest of just wanting to help people. Like I told you, when I started, it wasn't about the money. It was just about, really wanting to help people. And once I verified, to the best of my ability, that these people were legit and are not people that would, you would agree on something and then they go back. Imagine that our services are free, and then one of my team members is going behind to charge someone. So that's already flawed integrity, right? So for me, it was, aside from, for me, it was just, I was convinced. I just knew that God had given me the clearance to go ahead, because it was very strong, right? Again, if you're an investor, if you're a business person, something you want to take off your life is fear. Fearing, always afraid, doubting, will it work? will it work? Will it work? How about thinking about, oh, it will work, right? Just stay as much as positive as you can. Like, I don't know, just be positive. Don't think that anybody is a scammer. Everybody, because if you're well led, like if you're well led by, if God is leading you, He wouldn't lead you into the hands of scammers. That's one thing I know. I know that God will not take me to where I will be scammed, or where I will be disgraced, or where I will be shamed. So again, number one, we shared the same interest. Number two, I just trusted that God was leading me right, and then we
And you did
started.
your background work as well.
Of course, I did to the best of my. Again, these people are online. There can be only so much background work you would
That's
do,
true.
right? But I think again, it's about just taking away fear. You know, there are businesses that people like. I mean, I do all sorts of business, and one thing I know that doesn't stand in my way is fear. You can fail. You can fail at it. But I would never say, oh, because I failed here, so I'm not going to try. I'm not like that. So I have an open mind. I will give benefits of doubt. You know, I will trust people that have done my background work, and I trust that my heart is leading me to this, to the person or persons involved. So I think in this case, that was what I did, and God just blessed or just ordered my step in the right place. So I just like to say it's God at the end of the day that led me here, because me, normally, it's not as if I'm on. Before now, I wasn't a social media person. I wouldn't come and be looking at Instagram or whatever. So it's not as if I know like all the ways to do things, on social media. So for me to meet people on a system where I'm not even a pro at, right? So somebody says here, trusting your intuition, and that is I think that was what worked for me. I just trusted that. No, and that was it. Like, I mean, I'm happy I did what I did. Like, I just look back and I'm like, oh, just this small. It started from, oh, let's have a live session together, and then we spoke, and that was it.
Wow, thank you so much. That's really powerful and very instructive. And I wanted to so kind of ask about your business, because it's not like something tangible product that you're offering. You're not saying that will come and buy this,
Buy some this.
So how would you I don't know if to say the difference between a tangible product. How do you sell intangible products? I think that's the question.
So because I started selling from my experience, I think that's the best way to sell any business, especially when it's service based, even if it's product based. I mean, if I'm selling soap, I would have used it on my body. You will see that my soap is clean, right? So I traveled all the way. Myself and my partners, we all came from Nigeria, right, to study abroad. We did the process ourselves. It was like we understand the process. So it's easy for you when you're talking to someone to say, oh, I did it myself. I mean, if let's assume I'm back in Nigeria and I'm telling people, oh, come, I can help you go to Canada. I mean, that's going to be a very, I don't say it doesn't make sense, because there are people who do it. There are people who are back in different countries and are helping people get into other countries. But for me, it was like from first-hand experience. So it was easy to tell. It's my story I'm telling, right? So it's not another person's story, or it's not something I read online. It's my own story. So the truth is that people out there want to connect with people's personal story. They love to connect with personal experience. So that's a very strong way of selling products. So if you notice now, big companies, even Amazon, big companies like Microsoft, they all sell their products through storytelling, right? And storytelling from people who have first-hand experience, not just something they concatenate together and they are selling to the public. So for me, selling our product was from a place of, oh, we had the first-hand experience. Education has changed our lives. I mean, I can't even compare where I would have been and where I am currently at right now because of this singular act of coming here to study. So that's what we share. I mean, it's still okay if you want to study anywhere, but this is a preferred place based on our experience. And if you even look at the statistic of a lot of international students, you know that this is the place a lot of people want to be in. So, yeah.
Well,
that's that's very powerful. And in case you are just joining us, we are having a conversation with Mrs. O, a Black Changemaker in Atlantic, Canada. So we are talking about starting a thriving business, even outside of your home country, and things like that. And one thing that she said, before is that don't let fear stand in your way. If you do not start because you are afraid, you have nothing to improve on. You can only improve on something that you have started.
Exactly.
So before we continue the conversation, if you have not yet, subscribed to this YouTube channel, please do so. We appreciate your support. And those who are going to do it right now, I'm thanking you in advance. So we keep moving. Okay.
Yeah. So I think my next question will talk about has there been any challenges? Have you experienced any challenges with the business? Because I know you started from a place of you wanted to render service, and then of course it boomed, graduated into the business. But would you say it's been smooth sailing? Has there been any challenges that that you are comfortable sharing with us?
Well, there's been challenges. I mean, there's no business that doesn't have a challenge, right? But it's a workable challenge. Again, it's a very it's a very industrious business. I'm not even going to mince word, but there are challenges. We're expanding, more team members. We started from just we, the directors, 5 of us, and right now we have a team of like 40 people in different countries. We have a staff in India, in Ghana, we have people in Canada, we have people in Nigeria, and we're expanding into other places. So yes, there's definitely the technical part of challenge, like managing all of these team members, trying to build this AI powered platform also comes with its own challenge. Marketing, the whole products we are selling, there are a lot of challenges, right? Even within team members, there are challenges. There sometimes we have friction in between members, but it's nothing that would tear us apart. And it's funny how it's interesting how when you see us, you think we're a family. Like the way we would have disagreements, come back together. In fact, we've had heated arguments, and you would think that that's the end of the business, but the way we come back together. So it just shows me a lot of things that, when God just ordains something, it is it. Even my husband is surprised that, people that just finish all this your argument now. I'm like, don't worry, that's how we argue. And my people will watch this, I'm sure they will laugh. So for me, it's not just business, it's just even family, right? I think we've gotten to that part where we can say yes, sometimes when I started, right? And then because I'm building my brand as well, so I get a lot of people come to poach me and say, oh, come and market for us. I'm like, I know it's going to be extra money for my pocket, but I can't betray the people that I'm working with. And, I've rejected a lot of things for the sake of what I'm building. And that's I see a gratified, what do you call delayed gratification, right? Exactly. And for me, it's worth every of those rejections. It's actually worth it. And just seeing the lives that are, changed. Last year, over 100 people just in Canada alone. And we have people that we landed in the UK and in other countries. But we're looking, I'm just giving the Canada number because that's our huge, very huge market for us. So yeah, I mean, the business has its challenges, but it's nothing that we can work out.
So I think my question is going to be in that line. So one thing I've picked now is being committed. You are a team. You don't give room to betray your team members. That's key. I think I can't remember exactly, maybe years back, someone contacted me and said, oh, I want to come and study in Canada, blah, blah, blah. So I asked the person, so what do you want to study, which school? And the person said, just choose any course for me. And I told my wife started laughing. Who does that? So the question is this: how do you separate those who are seriously serious and those who just want to? I don't know how to put the question properly, but how do you
I get it. So for us, unfortunately, we have clients. I mean, our potential clients are people who can afford to pay their tuitions abroad, again, because we just recruit these students for the school. So some of the things we are looking at are people who can afford it, right? People who have who need the skills as well, right? So unfortunately, we deal with a lot of those kind of people because, I mean, if they have the funds to pay their tuition, even if they are acting like that, we just have to suck it up. It's business, right? So you have to help them. We have a whole team of admission coordinators. We have education consultants that offer these people with, assistance. And basically what we do is that we take over the process from you because that's the problem the schools are having. So schools in Canada, for example, let me give a very practical example. If Memorial University is accepting application, let's say like 500,000 people apply, for example, they're going to spend more resources in terms of time, in terms of the staff that will handle it to process 500 applications. And inside that 500, maybe 400 is rubbish application. Like people that are just a pick any course. They're not even qualified for it though, but they will just apply. What's their own? They just want to come to Canada. And maybe it's only 100K that is reasonable. Now I know I'm giving very high numbers, but I'm just like trying to paint a scenario. Now, what we do is that we do the sieving, we do the first line sieve. So you're coming to us and you're saying anything. We're not going to listen. I mean, we'll have to check. Are you because if you say anything, you waste your application fee. And you will not get the admission. So from our own point already, we're already sieving out those people. So that's what our job is, unfortunately, or should I say fortunately, because we have to deal with these people and let them know that no, you're not qualified for. So that when he gets to the school, at least instead of the school getting that 500, they are getting straight. They are getting that 100 that are good qualified, and they can make their selections from that. So you see why schools need recruitment agencies in the middle. It's not just because because it's not as if people can those schools cannot get the numbers they need. They can get the numbers. Their websites are there. People can just apply. They don't need you. But because of that extra filtration, making sure that the right people, and that's why we have this AI platform where the system is just matching you based on your skills, what you need, and what your profile is, and it will match you against the requirements of the schools and then see if it's a match, right? So that is the problem we are solving. That is one of the major things we are doing.
I guess it's a good business that keeps your business thriving, right? Because that's of course we're talking about owning a thriving business.
Yeah.
So it's more than just identifying a problem. You want to identify a problem that will continue to be a problem, right?
It will. It will. I mean, it will because, I mean, it's funny how the things you think are basic, some people don't know it. Some people say, "Oh, I want a visa," and I'm like, "Do you have admission?" No. So you don't have admission. So how will you get a study visa? So it's very basic. You think that everybody knows that you must get an admission. Some people don't know. They just think that they will just get the visa. So some things that are common knowledge to us, but again, I don't find it very off because back when before I came in, I almost didn't know anything. But then when I wanted to, I went to research. So the difference is that some people now, even when they want to, they are not committed to researching. They just want you to, and that's where fraudulent agencies come in because you're not committed to researching. It's very easy for people to swindle you of your money, right? And just because you don't want to research. So you're just like, I'll pay you any amount, just get me any course. And then the person will just collect your money and run away. And then tomorrow you're crying that somebody has swindled you. So people have to, regardless of how much help you're getting from anybody, you still have to do your own due diligence to make sure that, things are well done.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I just wanted to kind of stress the kind of business you do in case people are wondering. I know if you joined us, at the beginning, you would have heard, but I'm just going to mention. So Mrs. O, she is a co-founder of Skynet, and what they do is they match, students, potential students into
schools and
programs, abroad. They're not just limited to Canada. I think the US, UK, right?
Canada,
yes,
Australia.
Australia. So in case you are looking into that, that's the plug right there. And of course, we can give you what's it called now? We can testify to
with our full chest.
All right, thank you so much. Of course, like I feel that there's a lot of wisdom that has come out today, and I just hope that people, watch and they get blessed. So I want to now go to of course, so we're going to still come to the change maker aspect, but I wanted to quickly touch on the profit of the business. And, so at what point would you say your business started making profit? Because I know that you moved from a place of, you just want to provide, service or, based on your experience, and then it turned into a business. Then at what point did it then move into a profit? And what should people be looking at?
The reason being that a lot of people want to start business today
and start making
and start making promises today.
So, well, the profits that we are making goes back into the business. It's not as if it goes into our pockets right now. It's very profitable business, but like I said, we are focusing on expansion because you want to have the idea of the kind of business you want to build. Right. So yes, in the first year we made profits, but will you now put the profits in your pockets? No, you want to put it back in the business and use it to grow the business, and then the business keeps expanding. We are building this app that is going to cost us like hundreds of, let me not say hundred, maybe tens of thousands, right? And it's money that goes in, right? So I mean, the business is a self-sufficient kind of business because it's very lucrative, like I've said before. But mind you that the business you want to start might not be as lucrative as this. So you want to give it time. You want to be patient. Like now, I'm a director, but it's not as if I cut away with thousands of dollars, right? That's because we're still at the stage where we are. So when you see director of my this is not come and ask me for money because we are still growing. But yeah, I can confidently say that it's a very lucrative business. And the way the growth is what's that English? Exponential. Exactly. So it's not like a slow growth because if I don't want to go into detail, but if I give you the figure we had for the first year, the second year, and what we're already recording in the third year, you'll be amazed because it's like you've gone from an income of like, let me just give an example, maybe 15K to like 100K to like 1 point. So it's it's multiplied. But again, if we were all eating the money as it was coming and not reinvesting, then we don't get to that point. So again, that's a place of delayed gratification. I think it's very important, people, wait for or have delayed gratification when they are building their business. Is very important.
That's very powerful. And if you have been with us from the beginning, you will know that everything started from the place of passion. It's so interesting how your passion can give you an exponential income year by year. So the question to challenge all of us at this point is that what is that you are passionate about? Is it fear that is making you not to start? You need to rise above the fear because if you do not start, there will be nothing to improve on, and there will be no room for exponential increment like you heard, Mrs. O. So, what we now want to ask you as a follow-up to that is this. There are a lot of people that are out there, they hear that, someone is doing business and, it's profitable and things like that. You don't have to do this business. You don't have to replicate Mrs. O's business.
Exactly.
Find that which you are passionate about.
And I think that we have to be
passionate.
I know that people, there's a certain group of people from certain parts of the world that they just want to. What's that business that is selling? They just want to do.
Let's go and do it.
That cause that I will get a job immediately. Let me go and do it.
And it is important for us to actually do the work, because the truth is there's nobody out there that is succeeding that is not putting the work. And it's what's it called? Even those that are succeeding in the negative way and they are scammers, there's still some level of work, even though they are channeling it into the wrong direction.
Negative hard work.
Yes, and of course they would be caught, they would be caught. But it's important that we should, and that's one of the for us, that's one of the goals of this channel is to be able to show that for every success, to see how that there is a process. And if you want to replicate that, that success, then you should, ask what the process is, right? Yeah. So thank you so much. Then so this question is, of course you're in Canada. How would you say Canada has contributed to the success of this business? You being in Canada, the fiscal, for the policies, the laws, even the environment in general. How would you say it has, contributed to the success of this business?
Yeah, so when there's a need for your business and you're in an enabling environment, right? So the tendency that that business will thrive is very high. So I think the environment is important, the policies, like you mentioned, and also just making sure that, I mean, you can't just dive into any business. You want to make sure that you've done your research, make sure that this business is, something that will thrive in the environment, right? That you find yourself. So
Yeah.
yes, Canada has been very instrumental. The environment has been very instrumental to the growth of the business because I mean, it's an enabling environment.
Yeah.
Almost every business you want to do here is going to thrive so long as you plan well and you put in the right amount of work. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
Ah, that's powerful. Plan well, put time into it.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
know,
Enabling environment.
enabling environment.
I think.
Understand the system before
Yeah.
you start any
exactly.
business.
Yes,
Understand
yes,
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
yeah.
We are trying to keep this within 1 hour.
Mm.
So, and for those who may be joining now, please subscribe to this channel. If you are enjoying what you are hearing from Mrs. O, give her a thumbs up. You can even give fire emoji.
Yeah, and of course, if you're just joining, you can always, after the session,
You
you
can
can
always
go
go
back
back and watch.
to watch. So now we're going to, talk briefly on you being a change maker. Because, okay, the reason why we kind of, spoke about the business and, of course, now a change maker is because in your, and I think in the bio or, the commentary that was, that CBC ran, they emphasized that aspect,
Yeah.
of you, seeking a need and all that. So how I think first of all, I know we said congratulations, but then how does it feel, being recognized in a foreign country as a change maker? How does it feel?
I remember when they called me and said that I had made it as a change, because I was just screaming because I just see people say, "Oh, I got nominated for this," "Oh, I got nominated for." It was really exciting that somebody could read your story and think that you qualified for something. So it's exciting. It's nice to know that. I mean, that you can be seen. I mean,
Mm.
again, you have to put your place in a place where you have to put yourself in a place where you can be seen, right? So it's good to know that you can be seen. I mean, you guys know the start of all of this. It was your wife that shared the opportunity with me, and even though it was very close to the closing, she still encouraged me and said, "Oh, just look at it and give it a trial." And here we are today. I feel I feel blessed,
Yeah,
honestly.
that's
I feel blessed. So
and I'm happy that more like the way God rewarded because you starting the business at first it's not you didn't start because you were looking for the money or you were looking for the
yeah.
award or the recognition, right? Basically
Hmm.
what you started because there was a need and you were just supplying that need and then it
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
given you this. So I
Yeah.
think if anybody out there is wondering how this would be benefit to them, you know if you want to be known, you have to start first.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
know we
You have
all
to
want
start.
out there huge, we want fame, we want recognition,
You have to
Yeah.
but
put
are
in
you
the work.
willing to put in the
True.
work?
You have to
You
True.
put
know?
in the work.
Yeah.
People just fantasize about it. Oh, in your mind you're already thinking of, oh, how you will have plenty recognition, or let's say maybe if you're running an Instagram, how you want to reach 500 follower, but you don't know that it's work. It's not a work.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work you have to put, and it's
Yeah.
in the place of consistency as well, right? So that thing
Yeah.
you're dreaming of, remove it from, bring it to life. It's gonna happen. Just bring it to life. Put in the work. It will happen.
Thank you
I
so
say I
much.
talk to a lot of young people, and they are like, I see the ideas. They, oh, I love this person's blog. Oh, I love. If that person tells you the work they pour into that beautiful blog you're liking and following, you will not
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have to start.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mrs. O, for that. And she made mention of something that somebody made her to understand about the application, even while it was very close to deadline.
Yeah,
And that's a challenge for all of us. Who do you have in your corner? Is it those who see
yeah,
opportunity and they just keep it away from you, or those who
yeah,
would bring
yeah,
opportunities to you?
yeah.
Just think about that. If there's need to audit those who are in your corner, I
Mm-hmm.
think you'll be better off doing that for yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
someone just asked a question in the comment section that can a student own a business in Canada? we are happy to tell you that Mrs. O is a PhD student. She's
Yes.
a PhD student.
Because I
So,
mean, you can work as a student, right? So if you can work, why not also own your business, right? So
yeah.
now that the policy allows you work for 40 hours, though it's a temporal thing. Normally, you're supposed to be able to just work 20 hours. So if you have a business that just requires 20 hours of your time, of course, you can run the business.
And here's maybe the second to the last question. I'll give you the final question to my wife. So you're a PhD student in Canada. You are amazing mother of 3 beautiful kids. You are a wife. You have a business. Please, we want to know, how do you put the puzzle together? How do you keep it together? We want to know.
It's not easy, but again, I think for me, multitasking is very important too here because being able to do this, do this, do that, you just have to be able to balance it out and know which one. Again, you can't do. I'm not omnipresent. I can't be everywhere and do everything. So I just need to know. Okay, at 8 a.m., which one should be done? Which one is priority to be done at 8 a.m.? Which one should be priority to be done by 9 a.m.? So that's how I go hour by hour. So it's a day at a time. Take it a day at a time. It's not everything I would do. I won't touch every area of my life, every day. Sometimes I would not touch some for a day or two, but that's because I've not considered that one to be important. So it's prioritize and make sure you're giving your energy to the thing that requires it the most and that will not suffer the most, right? So I just take it a day at a time. I'm not a super, what's that?
Super woman.
There's
No,
a
but
word
you
I'm
are
looking for.
actually.
Like, I don't have superpowers, basically. I do. You have to do it as your power can, right? And
Yeah.
honestly, a day at a time does it.
Yeah.
And
Thank
just the
you.
grace of God, yes.
God's grace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know when
And
you're enjoying what you do as well. So I think I enjoy everything that I enjoy my relationship with my husband. I enjoy my children. I enjoy the job that I'm doing. I enjoy my page. I enjoy my business. So if I was not enjoying all this thing, it would be more stress. It will stress you out the more. But because every part of this you enjoy it, so you can easily, work it out.
Yeah, that's really key. And in fact, I'll go back to where we started from. You didn't go start a business because you're looking for cash or money or something. You started from a place of you wanting to provide value. And I think it's very, very important. We can't stress that enough. Right. And of course, and you had also mentioned about, how being a woman, even though, well, we're in Canada and all that, it's also played maybe a little not so huge role. So that's just to say that if you're a woman, there's no limitation to what
Yeah.
you can achieve.
yeah.
Right. It's very important. And I know you mentioned also the place of trust and integrity. People want to be able to trust you. How do you get partners? And I think it's very instructive that your partners and co-founders, you met them online. So not everything online is bad.
Yeah.
That means you can actually meet good people. So then, of course, you have to look at the power of intuition. I know somebody mentioned that in the comment section, that the power of intuition, and that people can see through you, right? And then also, I think you mentioned also the fact that the business has grown because it's profitable. You are providing solution to a problem that would always be a problem, right? So that's really, really key. And also, I think,
and you talked about limits.
Yeah.
I just want to stress that the only limit is the one you create for yourself.
Absolutely.
And there's someone ailing here from
Someone
Abia State.
ailing you powerfully from
Thank you so
Nigeria.
Thank you so much for joining. We are so happy.
Cuba, we are seeing you.
Yeah, and yes, of course, I want to thank everyone that has joined, from the very first minute. Like we said, this is our maiden YouTube live edition, and it's such a privilege to actually have Mrs. O honor our invitation for this maiden edition.
Yes, thank you.
So as I wanted to ask, so this is one like the first episode that we are doing as part of the International Women's Day.
Yeah.
So as a woman, and a scientist and a business, owner, and a mom, a wife, is there any word that you want to give out to, young people, young women, even to men as well who have women in their corner? Like, what would you want to say to those that are watching? And of course, if there's anything you want to say to someone who has been aspiring to be a business owner as well, what would you want to say to them?
So women can do a lot of things. Women can do a lot of things if they have the right support, the right people in their corner. So if you're a young woman, young person, I don't know the kind of people you have in your corner, but you want to audit, it starts from there. It starts from what you know, and what you know is dependent on people around you or how much of. I mean, you can research, yeah, but there's a limit to what you can research about. But having people that have that first-hand experience, either in form of a mentor, a coach, or just friends, it's very important. Because so many businesses, I've not mentioned other businesses that I do, but it's interesting how some of the businesses that I've thrived in, were things that people around me told me about. It's just like this Black Changemaker we're talking about, right? It was Tolu that mentioned it to me. So the people you have in your corner are very important. If you want to succeed, make sure that you're auditing from time to time. I mean, you will grow out of people in your corner, and that's fine. You will meet new ones, but make sure that at every point in time, you have the right people that will give you the right ideas, right support, just the right system. Don't undermine it. It's very important. When you're following people on social media, who are you following? Are you following people that are just singing or shaking bomb or doing rubbish that doesn't even impact your life in any way? Follow people that would impact you, people you can see from their life or from what they are sharing. You want to travel abroad and you're not following any single person who lives abroad or who has come and is sharing their story. You're following every other thing. So how exactly do you expect to even have a bit of first-hand information about it, right? So me, I'm intentional in the people that I follow. If there's something I'm looking for in a particular phase in my life, I re-strategize and it works for me every time. Right? I'm intentional about the things that I watch, who am I looking at for that phase of my life? Yes, I will do that, So I think I will stop there. I have a lot to say, but I'll
Thank
stop
you,
there for
Thank
thank
you.
you so much for.
I know I said the last question the other time. Just a
yeah.
quick recap on what she said. When we asked her how she was able to put everything together, she said a lot of things. Then she ended it by saying the grace of God. Just to point it out there that, you can't leave out the place of God. I always say this, that the absence of God is an automatic invitation for the devil, and we know what the devil can do.
Absolutely.
So it's important for us to stress that we need God, and good people. Those are the two critical relationships with
There's no
God.
better way to do life without, the one who orchestrates himself. So no matter how much you plan, whatever you do, you can't talk about, you can't beat your chest about the next minute, not to talk about the next hour or the next day. So regardless of your planning or how smart you think you are or how whatever thriving your business is, you can't do without the orchestrator. And that's the truth. You didn't make yourself. You don't even know how you came into this world. So
So people are listening. They are wondering how can they contact you if they need help with admission? How can they contact you?
So just send an email to, because our admissions are free processing. So now, you can send us an email to Skynet. I can't remember. Skynet Consults.
Or they can.
We'll put it in the comment section.
Yes. Yeah, I'll send you the email, and I'll send you a link to our Instagram page. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. Yes, we are on LinkedIn. So I'll send you a link. So if you want to just take advantage of our free admission processing service, I'll also send you the link to our digital app where you don't need you don't need anybody. Just go straight, create your account, submit your documents, and apply straight up. We'll send it. It's just purely digital, right? So I'll send those information. So if you want to contact us, if you have any family members that are looking to, study abroad and you don't want to spend extra funds on agency fee, you can use the information that we'll provide. Yeah, info@skynetconsults.com. Yeah, info@skynetconsults with consults with an S, .com. So that's it.
Thank you so much. we are truly, truly grateful. And I know that, those are listening or those that listen at some point would have been able to get one or two things. And, we believe so much in the process. And of course, that's one of the reasons why we are doing this. And we know that it's possible for us to attain that height in God. We just need to ensure that we follow the right session. Thank you so much. We truly, truly appreciate. Thank you so much for joining in.
I can see. Is this not Dida?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice to see you here.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. We truly, truly are grateful, and we know that for those that will watch this after, we trust you're going to be blessed as well. And of course, this is just the first of many YouTube live.
First of many.
I know that. We are trying. We are warming up.
If you are yet to subscribe, please, you can do that right now.
Yes.
We appreciate that.
Show
us some love.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mrs.
All right. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Have a great, great, great week ahead.
All right. You too.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Bye. Bye. Okay. All right. I'm trying to copy it. What else is my light? Okay. Thank you.